What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. Hope you liked that last video. This thing is looking pretty good, and now we're just about to finish up about the last 10% of this project. And we're gonna start by finishing up this stone veneer wall with a Squadra inlay. We got a lot of really cool details coming up, so make sure you hit
subscribe.
Stay tuned. We're just taking off this wood frame that we did. This is really just a placeholder for the Squadra. Once we get this off the wall, the Squadra will just go right in its place. Should be really easy, and it's gonna tie in really well with the Techo block patio. It's gonna be really sweet, so I'm really excited for this part. We got this nice little jig set up so we can cut these, because we're making these into a thinner kind of veneer stone. Working out really good. Cutting this to about 1 inch and getting it up on the wall. Oh, it's looking good already. We also got Ant working on this PVC trim. This is gonna tie it in with all the trim that we have on the outside of the posts and everything. And we're gonna have a 1x6 along the sides. And then that trim around the header is just gonna wrap right around. I think it's gonna look nice. What do you think?
You look perfect.
Woo! Looking really good here. We got most of the Squadra up on the wall. Of course, we're like 20 pieces short. So I gotta go to Timothy's and pick up some more Squadra, but
that's cool.
I'm gonna do that. I really wanna get this wrapped up today. So Ant's also working on a lot of this PVC trim. It's looking really good framing out this fireplace. So you can see we got it going up the sides. We're gonna piece across the bottom. And then that header trim's gonna wrap right around the top. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. You know what they say, life's like a sandwich. Any way you flip it, the bread always comes first.
Anyway, what are you doing?
It looks insignificant, but really it's the most crucial step in installing PVC trim. Can't have these nail holes. That is not good for business.
That's not what writes the checks.
We need these holes filled. I'm the professional hole filler here. I've been doing it for a lot of years. I kind of have a knack for it. I'm just trying to find value in my life.
Squadra inlay is up. Looks super cool. What do you think, Pat?
Can you cut these tips? Hold on.
What do you got there?
This is a route bag.
Looks like a pastry bag.
It is a pastry bag, but instead of making tasty treats, you put concrete.
While they're working on pointing all that masonry outside, we're working on getting some of this trim going. Just found out that the windows are gonna be here in 2 days, thank God. So we can wrap up a lot of this, and we're doing this header trim right now. We have this doubled header detail. This is gonna wrap around the front of the fireplace, go back all the way around here. And then up top, we're gonna have shiplap.
Shiplap.
What's gonna go over here?
Shiplap.
What's gonna go down there?
Shiplap.
You're gonna think that this is Chip Gaines' house or his wife, Diane? Diana Gaines? Maybe Joanna, I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna look pretty sweet. All right, so we got most of this pointed yesterday, but we got a whole bunch more to do on the inside. So I'm gonna show you more about this pointing, give you some little tips on how to do it. Actually, Pat will. Pat's doing a lot of this pointing. Pat, show him yourself.
Golden opportunity missed. I'm gonna give you some pointers on this pointing.
So I'm gonna give you some really good pointers on this pointing. Let's start with this one over here. Okay, so mortar, even though it doesn't have aggregate in it, it can still have some small bits. We wanna get it nice and smooth and silky, so come out of that grout bag nice and good. So I'll show you how we do this. Scared? Need some help? We already have some sifted out here, and we don't need much more. Sure. We've got just regular old window screen. So I'm gonna put this over top. Go ahead, pour some in there. Okay. You can see, get some of the sifting action here. Get real close. Stop. Now, look at that. Let's open it up. What's this stuff gonna do, Pat?
Jam the bag.
Jam the bag. So what do we do with this? Trash it. Now we've got some nice smooth mortar. We can mix it up. I'll show you how we do that. You could mix this. You could mix this in a... Stop. You could mix this in a wheelbarrow, I suppose, but we want it real nice, buttery smooth, same consistency. So we're mixing it with one of these paddle bits. You got mortar all over the front of the camera.
When you put it in the bucket!
Now we got this to a nice buttery smooth consistency. We need to color this. So we did some testing. And what are we doing?
5 black, 2 brown.
So we got 5 capfuls of black. You just want to make sure that you have a formula down here so that all of it turns the same color. Now we've got some brown coloring, and we're gonna do 2 capfuls of brown. Now we mix it one more time. And now we have our coloring. It looks really dark, but it's obviously gonna dry a lot lighter. It's basically a dark gray with a hint of brown in it. And what we did was, they have this on the front of the house, so we tried to match that as closely as possible. And we got really close, so that's our coloring. Now we're gonna show you how we get it on the wall. Looks like icing.
It doesn't taste like it though.
I learned that the hard way.
Now that we got these grout bags ready, we're gonna go in there, get it on the wall. We're gonna show you some good pointing pointers. Pat's pointing pointers. All right, we got the pointing pals. Pat and Jose are pointing all of this. Jose's got a little bit more experience with it, but Pat's a quick learner. Where did you pick up this ability?
Great British Bake Off. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna jam your bag into the crack and then apply firm pressure
From the back of the bag.
and you want it to come past the wall because we're gonna use a tool to
Point it.
point it after it has set up for a little bit, and we can't get a tool in to the grout if it is too deep. I'm gonna get on so bad by the haters.
All the
haters are gonna be like, "Dude, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I've been grouting wall cracks for like 10 billion years. And I've been a 7th generation stonemason. My father put crap in holes. I put crap in holes. I've been doing this my whole life since I was a toddler. You know, when I was your age, they didn't even let you touch the bag. You just have to watch for like 14 years before you're allowed to actually do anything, you know? Like, my pappy put stuff in holes. His pappy's pappy put stuff in holes. Well, guess what, bud? Your family's a bunch of losers.
Once the mortar sets up a little bit, it's got some nice firmness to it. You can use your pointing tool and clean these joints. So you just want to take your time with this, and that's why it's important not to get too much mortar on there initially, because then you'll be cleaning off a whole lot. So we've got just the right amount. You can put in little bits if you are a little bit short somewhere. That looks beautiful. Jose es un artista. We're really on to some of the final touches now, and we're putting up a lot of shiplap. It's gonna give it that modern farmhouse kind of feel, which is gonna be sweet. It wasn't in the plan to do anything with this wall except keep it siding, but I couldn't do that. We had to do, you know, that would have just been ridiculous, so I decided to do shiplap here because it's gonna look awesome. So we're doing shiplap all around here. We We teed this up about 3.5 inches so that we could have a full piece right underneath our sill. We're gonna have trim that goes underneath of it, but just wanted it to look like it was a full piece. We'll have trim on the bottom, trim on those inside corners. All right, we know that for all the guys that are watching, your wife loves shiplap. I just know it. Everybody does. It's hot right now. It's what's in. So we're gonna teach you how to install it, because you know what? It's also very, very easy. What do we call this?
Shiplap.
So what do we got here?
So the main thing is, since we've had this piece up, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that's nice and level. You take your time to make that nice and level, then all the other pieces just fall on top, and then you can pretty much keep it level as you go. So how it's made,
it's like siding.
Yeah, it's like siding. So how it's made is, this rabbet is taller than this area that's going to accept it.
Kind of like this right here.
Right there. So this is a little bit taller, to where when this part of the shiplap sits back here, it gives you that gap. Now you
Then you just nail it, and that looks really cool. Worked out really nicely here because we have these new construction windows with this outside flange, so we can go right behind that and it looks nice and finished. And we don't need an exact cut. To make it a little bit short, so we got a little bit of wiggle. That is what I call
level.
Level.
Stabilo tested.
And that's a Stabila, baby. Those levels are so expensive, you just tell it that it's out of level and it'll fix everything for you.
The reason I'm face nailing, a lot of guys try to hide a nail back here, but I always found out that that nail hole always gets exposed, and they ain't filling and painting that.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Shiplap wall is complete, looking beautiful. That looks so nice. We've got 1x4 trim going up the sides, up the gable, down the side, across the bottom. Putting the final touches on this Squadra wall. We've got all the joints pointed here. We did this the other day. It rained yesterday, so we couldn't do it, but you can see this dried a lot lighter. See, that's a little touch up. See how dark that is? That's the color that it's gonna be. It's looking so good. Look at that Squadra, baby. Whew. That looks awesome. This project's really, really coming together. Couple more pieces of trim going above this fireplace and the sides of these beams, and that'll be it. But you're gonna have to wait until the next vlog to see the final walkthrough. We have our windows coming today. Really cool combination of like a storm window and a screen, so it can keep it watertight in here but open everything up so you get a nice breeze. We'll have the trim finished up and a lot of paint prep and painting. So I'll show you the installation of those storm windows in the next video, and we'll do a final walkthrough of the whole project all cleaned up. Make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, and until next time, this is Premier Outdoor Living.